Today we're going to be looking through 2.9%. So our goal for today is to solve percent problems using proportions. So if you see right here, I've given you guys the percent proportion that we're going to be using. So it says is over of equals our percent over 100. So the reason why the percent is always over 100 is because percentages are out of 100. The is over of, another way to think of this is just the part over the whole. So let's go through some examples. So this one says, what percent of 56 is 42? So when we go through these problems, it's important that you pay attention to the wording. In this case, it's asking us what percent. So that's our unknown. So when I fill out my proportion, my unknown is my percentage, and my percentage is out of 100. So I have the percent over 100 filled out, but since my percent is unknown, I replace that with a variable. Now it says of 56 is 42. So it's giving us the is and the of. In our other proportion, the is always goes on top, so it's 42. The of goes on the bottom, it's 56. Now we're just doing exactly what we did in 2.7. We're cross multiplying. So I'm taking 42 times 100, which is 4,200. I'm taking 56 times x, which is 56x. And I'm dividing then to solve for x. I'm dividing by 56. 4,200 divided by 56 is 75. Now, since we were trying to find a percentage, I want to label that as 75%. So if I look at B, it says 2.5 is what percent of 40? So the 2.5 is, notice how that number is with the word is, so that would go on the top of our proportion, is what percent of 40? So the word of is with the number 40, so that goes in the denominator. And again, it's asking us to find the percent. What percent? So my percentage is unknown, and remember, percents are always out of 100, so that's what goes in the denominator of the other ratio. So now I just cross multiply. 2.5 times 100 is 250. 40 times x is 40x. So I'm solving for x by dividing by 40. So 250 divided by 40 is 6.25. So x equals 6.25. And again, it's percent, so I have to label it. So C says, what is 20% of 90? So this time I know that they're giving me a percentage because I can see the percentage symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and put my one ratio in there right away. I've got the percentage ratio. It's 20 over 100. Now, over here it says what is and of 90. So it's giving us the of, because 90 is with that. It's asking for the is. So the top is where I put my variable. So now I'm just cross multiplying. X times 100 is 100x. 20 times 90 is 1800. And I go ahead and I divide by 100 on both sides. So 1800 divided by 100 is 18. Now this one is a number, it's not a percent, so I don't use a percent symbol, and it's not giving me any units, so I don't have to label it. So if we look at D, it's the same exact thing. Now this one, 28 is 35% of what number? So this one I'm given the percentage again, so I have my one ratio, it's 35 over 100. Now my wording, 28 is and then it says of what number. So it's giving me the is, it's 28, so that goes on top. The of is my unknown, so that's where the variable goes. And now I'm just cross multiplying. So 28 times 100 is 2800. 35 times x is 35x. So I'm going to solve for x by dividing by 35. 2800 divided by 35 is 80. So x equals 80. So two more with this. Here it says 20 is what percent of 8? So again, it's asking us for the percent because it's not giving us a percentage. It's saying what percent. So that's my unknown. So the x goes over the 100. And now it says 20 is, and it says of 8. So the 20 goes on top, the 8 goes on the bottom. Then I cross multiply. 20 times 100 is 2,000. 8 times x is 8x. I divide by 8. 2,000 divided by 8 is 250. So it is what percent, that was what we were trying to find out. So I have a percentage there. Now F, 12 is 60% of what number? So this, now they're giving me a percentage because I can see the symbol. So I've got my one ratio, 60 over 100. This one says 12 is, and of what number? So I'm given the is, so that goes on top. The of is my unknown, so the x goes in the denominator. Now I just cross multiply. 12 times 100 is 1200. 60 times x is 60x. When I divide by 60 on both sides, 1200 divided by 60 is 20. So x equals 20. Alright, so let's put some of these problems into context. So A says a dress shirt that is normally costs $38.50 is on sale for 30% off. What is the sale price of the shirt? So this doesn't have the words is and of there, but that's okay. It says a dress shirt that normally costs $38.50 is on sale for 30% off. So we're giving a 30% discount. So that's our percent. Now we're trying to figure out what the discount is when we have a shirt that normally costs $38.50. So the $38.50 is going to go in the denominator because that's the whole. The part of it we're looking for is the discount. So that's where my x goes on the top or in the numerator. So now I'm just cross multiplying. X times 100 is 100x. 30 times 38.50 is 1,155. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide by 100. So I get that x equals 1155. Now here's where you need to be careful. That's not my answer. This is the 30% discount. So they're taking $11.55 off the cost of the shirt. The question's asking us what is the sale price of the shirt. So I'm going to have to go ahead and take the original price of the shirt, the $38.50, and I'm going to have to subtract the $11.55. So when I subtract them, I get $26.95. So that's the sale price of the shirt. So let's look at B. It's the same idea. A family sells a car to a dealership for 60% less than they paid for it. They paid $9,000 for the car. For what price did they sell the car? So we've got our percentage at 60 over 100. They originally paid $9,000 for it, so that's going to go on the bottom. And what goes on the top is our unknown, because we want to know what they took off from what they paid for the car originally. So I'm going to cross multiply. 100 times x is 100x. 9,000 times 60 is 540,000. So now I go ahead and I divide by 100. So when I divide by 100, I get x equals 5,400, or 5,400. Now this is the amount that they took off the original price of the car, because it says that they sell the car to the dealership for 60% less than they paid for it. So we need to take off the 5,400 from the price they paid for their car. So 9,000 minus 5,400 is 3,600. So they paid, or they sold their car to the dealership for $3,600. So that was percentages. I'll see you guys tomorrow.